Yahweh, my will, not yours. Yahweh, your will, not mine. I want to let go of resentment, anger, pain. I want to forgive myself. The whole enchilada. All right, I'm going to be reading, hopefully writing some more than at least a few sentences on the poem that I'm working at, which I don't have a title for. And I'm going to go ahead with a Twitch story. Video. Writing, reading, and chatting. Mechanical poetry live, darling. Yeah. Post it to my storyboard. Alright, now let's do a YouTube short. Writing, reading, and chatting. Mechanical poetry live, darling. Sure. Chat it up. Writing, reading, and chatting. Mechanical poetry live. And then let's put a hashtag in there. Let's do live stream. Let's do writing. Hashtag poetry. There we go. Let's put a comma right there. Alright, darling, my goodness. Stream starting soon. I have a poem that I want to read. Right off the bat, I was looking at a way to have an activity feed. OBS has one, but I haven't seen anything pop up for 2 months, even though I've gotten followers on Twitch and subscribers on YouTube. I understand that if subscriptions are hidden, it's not going to show up on my feed, but multiple people have followed me on Twitch, fairly positive when I was live, and nothing. No alerts, nothing. Because it'd be nice to know that and be able to thank whoever followed or subscribed. Alright, so my YouTube short is done. Going to edit it. Alright. Creative writing, my writing, poetry that is. Chat with me, otherwise I'm just talking to myself. Okay, back it up. Tags. So this is entertainment. I could just put it under people and blogs. But I mean, I suppose it's entertainment because it's not a blog. I'll just do entertainment. Tags. Poetry. creative writing, chatting stream, reading poetry, writing poetry live. No, don't do that. Did not get that tag correct. Writing poetry live. Oh, what else to say? Indubitably. I don't think it got that right. Writing poetry live, reading poetry, chatting stream, creative writing, writing and reading poetry live. Chat it up. Spoken word. Spoken word poetry. All right. That will suffice. So I got my story and my short. I'm going to go ahead and check how YouTube is doing. So YouTube says, excellent connection. Let's see what Twitch says. I'm going to take a guess. Yep, unstable. Says I got somebody watching. How do I am talking to you? Exclamation point. Copy. Enter. Paste. Enter. So yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, if you want to go ahead and give me a follow, I can see if it pops up in my activity feed, because I don't think it's working. The last time I noticed somebody follow me was 2 months ago, and I know I've gotten more followers since then, multiple followers since then, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, I will start reading a poem within a minute. This is my stream starting soon. I typically don't have the words on the screen, because why bother? Everybody knows that typically every streamer out there starts their stream like a little bit early and then starts the stream. But yep, I will get my poem set up and then read that right away once it hits 4 o'clock Mountain Time. But yeah, I am most definitely down to chat. However, when I'm reading the poem, I don't typically look at the chat. I will look at the chat after the poem. So just keep that in mind. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just reading the poem. Most of my poetry is not very long. I have a few poems that are decently long, but yeah, typically I don't go on and on and on and on and on and on for any of my poems. All right, so this one I wrote a long time ago. I'm going to read it like I used to on YouTube, and I suppose I could show the YouTube video when I'm done. Yo, it's Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled Obscure Rhymes. Fix this vigorous cognitive decline. Relinquish my jester and my mimic mime. To those that oppose my obsessive and often obscure rhymes, off with the heads, make haste, and write no reasons why. See, it's a quite short poem, but I think that was kind of funny. I don't know when I wrote that one. I suppose I could find out, because all I do is go to my YouTube page, type in the poem, watch it, and it'll tell me the date that I uploaded it. So let's go here. Switch it on up to YouTube. So then I go to search obscure rhymes. And I think I have to pause it. This is when I didn't have editing software, and it looks as though 9 years ago I uploaded this. I don't remember if I wrote it for my YouTube channel or not, but
Hey, it is Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled Obscure Rhymes. Fix this vigorous cognitive decline. Relinquish my jester and my mimic mime. To those that oppose my obsessive and often obscure rhymes. Off with their heads, make haste, and write no reasons why. Thank you. This poem isn't meant to be taken literally, of course. It's more of a joke.
yeah, my
That's
voice
why
has
I
changed
read it that way.
tremendously since I started writing and reading and uploading my poetry on YouTube. Because I'm a smoker, I don't naturally have a deep voice. It had every reason being that I'm a smoker. That's probably the only thing I would say is a positive out of smoking cigarettes, is it changed my voice. So I wonder what I would sound like another 10 years from now if I continue to keep smoking. But who knows, maybe I'll have a heart attack and die if that is the case. Because I definitely feel my heart sometimes going, what is going on? My goodness. All right. So now that that is read and watched, I will go to the poem I'm writing, and I think I want to get rid of a cuss word. So, where is it? Maybe home I'll go. There it is. So I'm just gonna fix the cuss word real quick. It says it's dangerous as fuck, yet you still jump. So I'm gonna switch it to dangerous, yet you still jump. Or maybe you know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Yeah, let's do that. You know it is dangerous, yet you still jump. All right, so I'm gonna go to the beginning and read it. Maybe I can have some ideas as to what to write, because this poem it's been a very long time, because the last time I streamed anything live, poetry wise, was like so long ago. Focus on the present and forgive your past. Tired of jumping in the hole? Excuse me, darling, willingly jumping in the hole. You know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Very much aware of the situation. Continuing with the wrong decisions. I am out of ideas. I should be in control of these hands. I want to not want to. I need this to be done. Whatever it is I'm writing about, sorrow and psychological harm, I need to work it out. Should I make myself a to-do list? Make sure I write everything down? Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown. and that's all I've got. And nothing is popping up. Nothing is popping up just by reading that and changing the cuss word. Yep. All right. I guess I will go ahead and go to another poem. Let's do the best poem ever, see if I can read it correctly. Every time I stream, I'm going to be reading this in hopes that I have no errors reading it, because it's kind of a hard poem to read, and I want to read it in under 60 seconds, because then I will be able to clip it on Twitch and put it as a short for YouTube. So let's see if I can do it. Yo, it's Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm not going to keep this part though, obviously. I'm going to read you a poem titled Best Poem Ever. Hold on, let's get a deep breath. And my nose is whistling, so hold on. I will be writing the best poem ever. Of course, I'm being sarcastic because that would be quite the endeavor. However, I might be able to write the best poem ever should I start writing now. This supposedly superior poem I will write could be about an owl. That is and was, therefore, its joke. The best poem ever might just pause for suspense. Also, I didn't want to rhyme the word you might have thought I would. The best poem ever would make more sense. Or offend someone and write joke with the word smoke, oak, coke, choke, pope. The list could go on and on. But I'm not going to list them all, I don't have time. I want to write the best poem ever, and it apparently cannot rhyme. Define. Identity in sound of some part, especially the end of words or lines of verse. Dictionary.com. Do you see what I am saying, or are you reading what I'm writing? Better yet, you hear what I have to say, that is, that this is, or very well could be, the best poem ever, and by extension makes this an ironic day, because you might make it to the end of the worst poem ever made. All right, it is possible that I read that in under 60 seconds. I will go back and check. I read it fairly well. So yeah, I will go back and check and see if that was under 60 seconds. I did read it fairly well. I think I messed up one of my clicks on the mouse to move a screen forward. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch that poem on YouTube. Do, 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 do. All right. Boom, boom.
Howdy hey, it is Jay.
Hello.
AKA Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I will be reading you a poem titled Best Poem Ever. I will be writing the best poem ever. Of course I'm being sarcastic because that would be quite the endeavor. However, I might be able to write the best poem ever should I start writing now. This supposedly superior poem I will write could be about an owl. Haha! That is and was, therefore it's a joke. The best poem ever might just pause for suspense. Also, I didn't want to rhyme the word you might have thought I would. The best poem ever would make more sense. Or offend someone and rhyme joke with the word smoke, toke, coke, choke, pope. The list could go on and on. But I'm not going to list them all, I don't have time. I want to write the best poem ever and apparently cannot rhyme. Define. Identity and sound of some part, especially the end, of words or lines of verse. Dictionary.com. Do you see what I am saying, or are you reading what I'm writing? Better yet, you hear what I have to say, that is, that this is, or very well could be, the best poem ever, and by extension makes this an ironic day. because you might make it to the end of the worst poem ever made.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. You made it to the end of this poem.
This video goes on till
You know, I set out
like another 3
not
minutes.
to write the best poem ever. I also set out to not make. Yeah, thanks. You made it to the end of the worst poem ever made, or it's the best poem ever made. Let me know.
Yeah, I stopped doing the whole thoughts section of my poems because it's just like I don't think anybody actually stuck around for the thoughts section anyway. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna chop it, read the poem, get rid of my intro where I say, "Hey, it is Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled." Because like the most recent ones, like the last 6 poems, I think I didn't do the intro. Fairly positive. All right. We are going to let's see. So it looks like somebody's still watching on Twitch. Howdy, howdy. If you want to chat it up, go ahead. The chat's right there. And YouTube says excellent connection, but nobody's watching. Let's see, what should I read next? Uploaded poetry. Let's scroll down. Let's keep scrolling. In fact, I'm going to delete some poems that I deleted off YouTube. Like this one I'm going to delete. And alright, well, since I can't find one. Oh, yeah. You know how they tell you on YouTube, probably on Twitch too, to in every video ask people to subscribe and yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, hit it. But I was like never for that because I was just like, if somebody wants to subscribe, they'll do it. Why should I have to tell them to do it? But after a bit of time, I did write a poem about subscribing to my YouTube channel, so I'll go ahead and read that for you in the form of how I used to. But I'm not going to say Machine anymore because I called myself Machine because it's mechanical poetry. But my name's Jason, so I'm just going to be like, yo, it's Jason with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled, "Please subscribe to my channel. Addicted to approval, please like me. I know what else to say. There is a wall here. Help me make it fade away. I want you to like my poetry, politely sharing comments with me, and know that I'm smiling, not easily offend if you're trolling. I have armor to protect me from keyboard warrior scribes. Am I red button worthy to subscribe? You say, wait, you're too taboo. I say, take a walk in my shoes. Get a glimpse of my perceptive view before you tell me I can't read poetry to you." So I think it's pretty good. In the thought sections, I was like, blah, blah, blah. This is the only time I'm gonna tell you or ask you to subscribe and whatnot. But I think I actually did another subscribe poem and I titled it that. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that one. Actually, let's play both of them. So search, please subscribe to I think that's all I need. There it is. Yeah, I titled it, please subscribe to my channel. Alright, so click it, full screen.
Hey, it is Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm gonna read you a poem titled, Please Subscribe to My Channel. Addicted to approval, please like me. I know what else to say. There is a wall here, help me make it fade away. I want you to like my poetry, politely sharing comments with me, and know that I'm smiling, not easily offended if you're trolling. I have armor to protect me from keyboard warrior scribes. Am I red button worthy to subscribe? You say, wait, you're too taboo. I say, take a walk in my shoes. Get a glimpse of my perceptive view before you tell me I can't read poetry to you. Thank you very much. This is my subscribe poem. This will be the only time, and this is the first time, that I've asked people to subscribe to my channel. Normally at the end of my poems, I say thank you, please return, and I'll read some more mechanical poetry. I'm going to stick with that. It sounds more polite. I just thought it'd be fun to write a subscribe poem, kind of make it funny, a little bit pathetic, and
A little pathetic.
there you have it.
It was.
So if you enjoyed that poem, please return, and I'll read some more mechanical poetry.
Yeah. So I'll do the another subscribe poem. Okay. Oh, that one I can't read. Yeah, that one I don't think I can read. Hold on. Because I think I did it differently. Yeah. I can't read it. This is the only frame that I have for that. And I think all I did was add my voice. So what I'll do is just watch the YouTube video of it, because I can't read it.
I love you. Do you love me? Click the subscribe button for more mechanical poetry.
Yeah, my daughters helped me with that, and I obviously changed my voice in the editing software. All right. I'm going to reread the poem I'm working on and see if I can get something. See if something pops up in my head. I am checking the chat. Nobody has chatted yet, so trust me, I am checking the chat to see if anybody chats. Focus on the present and forgive your past. Tired of jumping in the hole. Excuse me, darling, willingly jumping in the hole. You know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Very much aware of the situation, continuing with the wrong decisions. I am out of ideas. I should be in control of these hands. I want to not want to. I need this to be done. Whatever it is I'm writing about, sorrow and psychological harm, I need to work it out. Should I make myself a to-do list? Make sure I write everything down. Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown. And nothing popped up, nothing. Usually when I'm writing and I read it back, this poem is making me mad. Hey, there we go. How would I just say, this is making me mad? No, that's dumb. I could say frustrated. More frustrated than I have ever been. Let's see where that goes. More frustrated than I've ever been. Duplicate. More frustrated than I have ever been. But is that true? I mean, like, I try to quit smoking every Friday. I came home from work after I smoked my last cigarette at work, and then I made it until like I think 9 o'clock this morning today, and I went out and bought a pack of cigarettes, and I was planning on smoking today and then trying to go all day Saturday or all day Sunday and all day Monday without cigarettes, and then have to go to work on Tuesday. I want to start a new job, or I want to quit smoking because I'm starting a new job soon. More frustrated than I have ever been. Maybe I could say, it seems as though. No, it seems as though, but I don't really actually know. It seems as though, even though I don't actually know. No. I'll come back to it. I'll read something else. Let's see. Popularity puppet. Yeah, I'll read that one. Do. Yo, it is Jason with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled Popularity Puppet. I contest the contest. Superiority complex. I will smile and dance in your reign. Far be it from me to tell you what to do. When all doors are knocking, what door will you choose? You want to battle with spoken words, whose rhymes are right and who is absurd. Please fill me in and connect my dots. Your popularity puppet, I am not. So this had to do with Button Poetry. It's a very popular YouTube channel. I asked them if they wanted to collaborate, but they're like, nah. And then I would comment on the poems, critique other people's poetry. And if I didn't like somebody's poem, they didn't like it. They didn't like when I was like, no, I'd put in my comments here and there. I wasn't rude. I wasn't like, but after a while, they banned me from comments. They literally made it to where I could not comment on their page anymore. And I was just like, that is some bull. So I kind of wrote that poem out of anger, like popularity puppet, because like all these poets are like popular, and I was definitely jelly, like, I mean, I think my poetry's good, but it's just like, I don't know, sometimes these poems that these people would read, it's just like, they just put so much more power into their words as opposed to having good writing, in my opinion. It was like it wasn't about the writing, it was more about how they read it. They read it like extravagantly, and they would move their hands and make gestures like to like charm you into actually liking it. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at Button Poetry. Well, I can't comment unless they release the ban because I actually emailed them and I was just like, "Yo, I don't think I said anything offensive. I think I'm entitled to my opinions, like critiquing other people's work. People can critique my work and tell me if they like it or not. But I don't know. I suppose I could go on Button Poetry and see if I'm still banned from chatting. Let's take a look. Button Poetry. Yeah, because they have all their people reading their poems live on stage, and I had the idea of like if you have a projector, you could project my one of my poems on the projector because there's no way I could go to where they live and read it on stage. Yeah, it looks like they got a video from 4 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 2 days ago, 7 days ago. So they're very much still doing their stage performance poetry. Looks like there's a lot of different backgrounds. So they may be set up in different cities and it's all collaborated through one channel. Because I'm seeing many different backgrounds for all these people with their poems. No, I don't even want to see if my comments are still banned because that's just going to make me angry. And what what do I need anger for? Anger doesn't do anything, at least not for me. Maybe it helps other people out, but doesn't help me in the slightest. All right. I will go ahead and read another poem. Oh, I'm going to delete this one because I deleted this off my YouTube channel, so what's the point? Let's see. Skinless Smile. Sure. I'll read it, why not? Howdy, it's Jason with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled Skinless Smile. They feed on pain and love our misery. Their hate is real, not news or conspiracy. Categorize so as not to succeed. Judgment when watching eyes bleed. Characterize. Peel the skin off our face. I think, therefore I'm dangerous. Was I supposed to say that? Let's reread this, because I characterize. Peel the skin off our face. Discernment. Whitewash. Confined space. Expecting us to believe lies they speak, and we are the ones considered weak. I have one question before thrown on the pile. Can you not see this skinless smile? Okay, let's watch this on YouTube. I'm sure I read it better since I had a lot more practice, and I don't think I've read this one in a very long time. So let's go on over, search, skinless smile.
Hello, this is Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem titled Skinless Smile. They feed on pain and love our misery. Their hate is real, not news or conspiracy. Categorize so as to not succeed. Judgment when watching eyes bleed. Characterize. Peel the skin off our face. Discernment. Whitewash confined space. expecting us to believe lies they speak, and we are the ones considered weak. I have one question before thrown on the pile. Can you not see this skinless smile? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to write a poem or upload a poem today. It's pretty late. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, in all these old videos that I'm watching, you can hear the background. Well, a lot of the poetry was recorded in the basement. I used to have a video game set up in the basement, and the heater would be going a lot. But with this OBS setting or like setup, I have some audio filtering, so it kind of takes out the background and whatnot, which would have been nice when I was uploading all these poetry like years ago, but you can hear the background, like the heater go on and just background noise. I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's like whining at the window. She's just whining up a storm. I don't know if there's a cat out there or not, but yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to read this one. This one's kind of sad. Yo, it's Jason. I'm going to read you a poem. It's titled Stitches. Learn not of my ways. Cutting is not what will cure the pain, is not my friend. Emotion does not care when close to the end, this sorrow. Stitch slits and begin again. Tomorrow is another day. Live life and slow it down. Enjoy the act of not forcing your frown, the furrowing of one's brow. Bewitch stitches to put you in the ground yourself. Continue to breathe. Sewing stitches, scathing screams. Is not of love. It is what you believe. Hate lives to assist our scars. Love died for us with open arms. Revelation 21:4, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Yeah, I think that's one of my better poems. I especially like how I ended a sentence to just begin another sentence. I'm not saying I'm the only person that has ever done that, but I think it was really unique how the beginning of the next sentence would be the end of the previous sentence. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I used to have these thought sections where I would just talk like I am now about the particular poem that I wrote and how it made me feel and blah blah blah. And then I'd be like, if you enjoyed that, please return. I will read more mechanical poetry. Yeah, that is one of my better poems. Yeah, it's pretty good. See, that's when somebody watching is supposed to pop in and be like, yeah, that's really good. I like that one. See if anybody's watching on Twitch still. Cool. That would have been your moment in time to be like, I think it's good. I think it's okay. I think it's not that good. It's too sad, comments, critique, whatever. Wonder if anybody's watching on YouTube. Seems as though the only people that seem to pop in on my poetry streams are on Twitch, not on YouTube. But that's okay. That's okay, darling. I will go ahead and go with another poem, because I don't know Oh, the word I. Yeah, let's read that one. Maybe I'll refresh before I read it, because... No, I'll just wing it. See how it goes. Yo, it's Jason with Mechanical Poetry. Gonna read you a poem titled The Word I. I do not know what to write about, so I thought I would just let my mind flow without interruptions if I can help it. I could write about how I have been depressed lately, but who would find that interesting or give a shit? I must sound like a broken record at times when I keep saying the same things and using the same rhymes. But then I remember that I write to release stress, confessing with text, hoping to cleanse my mind's mess. I am using the word I in this poem a lot, and I think I will title this poem The Word I. I do not need people to talk with about truth I can see. I am lonely. No matter how much I want something, I need to understand that said something may never happen and I may be alone for the rest of my life. To sum up the total for the word I in this poem, including what was just typed, equals 23, which I found really interesting. Is that odd to you, or is it just to me? Because there's like something they say is kind of odd about the number 23. There was a movie about it with Jim Carrey or something. Like, let me take a look at what's so odd about it. I'm gonna check it out. Dun, 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 dun. Why do people, or let's just put the number 23 in there. Yeah, it's a film. The number 23 has various interesting aspects. It is often associated with the 23 enigma, a belief that the number has mystical significance and appears frequently in various contexts. In mathematics, 23 is a prime number, meaning it is only divisible by 1 and itself. The film, The Number 23, starring Jim Carrey, explores a man's obsession with the number, reflecting its cultural impact. There are numerous facts about the number 23, including its appearances in sports, literature, and science. These elements highlight the number's significance across different fields and its culture relevance. I think that's from Wikipedia. Yeah, I thought that was very odd because I did not at all intend to have 23 eyes in that poem, and at the very end I noticed that there was 23, so I think I wrote that last sentence in the poem. I think. That was so long ago. Let's go ahead and watch that on YouTube. The word. It's Machine with Mechanical Poetry. I'm going to read you a poem. It is titled The Word I. I do not know what to write about, so I thought I would just let my mind flow without interruptions if I can help it. I could write about how I have been depressed lately, but who would find that interesting or give a shit? I must sound like a broken record at times when I keep saying the same things and using the same rhymes. But then I remember that I write to release stress, confessing with text, hoping to cleanse my mind's mess.
I'm using the word I in this poem a lot, and I think I will title this poem the word I. I do not need people to talk with about truth I can see. I am lonely. No matter how much I want something, I need to understand that said something may never happen and I may be alone for the rest of my life. To sum up, the total for the word I in this poem, including what was just typed, equals 23. Is that odd to you, or is it just me? I wrote this poem at work last night. I thought I would just let my mind flow. Then I started noticing that I was using the word I a lot. Then I thought, yeah, I'll title this poem the word I. Then I thought, oh, everybody's home. And I guess I'm done with the thoughts for this poem. Hope you enjoyed it. Please return. I'll read some more mechanical poetry.
So it looks like there was like an editing at the very end. Like I gapped it or whatever, like split it and deleted part of it because my voice got quite a bit louder at the very end. All right, I guess I will go back to the poem I'm working on. I got one sentence at least in this stream. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do another take of the best poem ever and see if I read it even better. So, do, no, 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 no. I will be writing the best poem ever. Of course, I'm being sarcastic because that would be quite the endeavor. However, I might be able to write the best poem ever should I start writing now. This supposedly superior poem I will write could be about an owl. Ha ha! That is and was, therefore it's a joke. The best poem ever might just pause for suspense. Also, I didn't want to rhyme the word you might have thought I would. The best poem ever would make more sense. See, I can't use that because I paused. I screwed up. Or offend someone and rhyme joke with the word smoke, coke, choke, pope. The list could go on and on. But I'm not going to list them all. I don't have time. I want to write the best poem ever, and it apparently cannot rhyme. Define. Identity and sound of some part, especially at the end of words or lines of verse. Dictionary.com. Do you see what I am saying, or are you reading what I'm writing? Better yet, you hear what I have to say, that is, that this is, or very well could be, the best poem ever, and by extension, makes this an ironic day. Because you might make it to the end of the worst poem ever made. Bam! Yeah, if I didn't mess that up, it would have been probably a better take than I did earlier. But I did, messed it up. I messed it up. Yeah, I'm gonna read this one. I read it last stream, but it's a good poem. And I like it. I'm gonna read it again. It's titled Everyone Matters. It is really as simple as that. The title of the poem says it all. Everyone you know, whoever they know, celebrities, kings, queens, fiends, drug addicts, alcoholics, women that have abortions, murderers, rich people with more than one home, the homeless, the list doesn't stop. Because everyone is on the list. I understand not everyone knows this truth, and yes, there will always be people that hate. Hate is of many, love is of many more. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I suppose I could clip that one. Put some shorts out there of my poems, since like people's attention span is like a lot lower than it used to be, and shorts are probably way more popular than actual videos on YouTube. I don't know, I watch a few people on YouTube, not sometimes I watch the entirety of their video. It's typically about video games though. And there's been somebody I've been watching, and he's been dogging on Xbox a lot, which fair. It's fair because Microsoft is doing a lot of stupid things with their gaming division, in my opinion. So yeah, I kind of get it. Plus, it's not necessarily clickbait, but like that's probably something people are looking at a lot. So, all right, nobody's on YouTube. And it says somebody's still watching on Twitch. Nobody's chatted. That's okay if people are here just to watch. However, the whole reason why I started streaming was to chat with people. Because I'm a very lonely person. I pretty much talk to myself 90% of the time, and the other part of the time I actually speak with people. But that's usually coworkers. Yeah, I don't talk much to people like at all. Alright, I'm gonna read another poem. I'll just jump right into it. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. I guess I could go with this one. I titled this poem Small Letters. I just thought I would write and let my mind flow. What would it be like to have a lot of dough? Money dough, not bread dough, or whatever type of dough that goes in the oven. Now is the time I write in small letters because I feel small and had this thought 5 minutes ago. To write a poem and write in small letters. Or an hour later by the time it is on YouTube. Am I really taking this poem serious? Am I asking myself a question? Okay, my mind isn't really producing anything creative right now. So I'll tip my hat, but I won't bow. Yeah, that wasn't that good. But this is at a time when I was putting out multiple poems a week. So I guess sometimes I just put out whatever. Yeah, plus I didn't read it all that well. I wonder how good I did it on YouTube. Let's go check it out. Dun, dun. Small letters.
Howdy. It is Machine with Mechanical Poetry. Gonna read you a poem. It is titled Small Letters. I just thought I would write and let my mind flow. What would it be like to have a lot of dough? Money dough, not bread dough or whatever type of dough that goes in the oven. Now is the time I write in small letters because I feel small and had this thought 5 minutes ago. To write a poem and write in small letters. Or an hour later by the time it is on YouTube. Am I really taking this poem serious? Am I asking myself a question? Okay, my mind isn't really producing anything creative right now. So I will tip my hat, but I won't bow. Yep, just thought I would write a quick poem. Kind of let my mind flow.
I read it better for the upload, but I don't think I've read that on my live stream yet so far, so. Yeah. I'm gonna take the poem that I'm working on from the top and see if anything good comes out of rereading it for maybe the 100th time. Focus on the present and forgive your past. Tired of jumping in the hole, excuse me, darling, willingly jumping in the hole. You know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Very much aware of the situation, continuing with the wrong decisions. I am out of ideas. I should be in control of these hands. I want to not want to. I need this to be done. Whatever it is I am writing about, sorrow and psychological harm, I need to work it out. Should I make myself a to-do list? Make sure I write everything down. Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown. More frustrated than I have ever been. And that's all I got. At least I got this sentence this stream. More frustrated than I have ever been. I don't know if that's true. And what rhymes with been? More frustrated than I have ever been. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. So yeah, since I started streaming again my poetry, I haven't really done much writing. It's just been mainly reading. Because this poem is like crazy. It's like I started a poem that I can't finish. But I think I've felt that way so far on all the poems that I've been doing live. Maybe it's just different doing it live. Maybe it's just different because when I'm in my own thoughts and I don't know, maybe it's just different, so it's just maybe harder. Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown, more frustrated than I have ever been. Is that true? Frustrated than I have ever been. Oh, I could rhyme the word sen. More frustrated than I have ever been. I am tired of sin. I am tired of repetitive sin. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah, let's see. Duplicate. Or am I sick of my sin? That's a question mark. Yeah, let's take it from the top. Focus on the present and forgive your past. Tired of jumping in the hole. Excuse me, darling, willingly jumping in the hole. You know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Very much aware of the situation. Continuing with the wrong decisions. I am out of ideas. I should be in control of these hands. I want to not want to. I need this to be done. Whatever it is I am writing about, sorrow and psychological harm, I need to work it out. Should I make myself a to-do list? Make sure I write everything down. Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown. More frustrated than I have ever been. Or am I sick of my own sin? Hey, that could be a closer right there, actually. That honestly could be a closer. Oh. See, that's where somebody pops in the chat and says, yeah, that could be. I'm going to reread it just one more time and see if I'm happy with it. Because I don't know if I will use this as a take and upload it to YouTube. I could probably do one more live stream and see if there's some cleanup that needs to be done. I could add some pictures. I used to add pictures to my poems. But that's just more work with my wrists. My wrists are already sore, like every day, all day. They're feeling okay today. I mean, but washing dishes at work every day, and then I do dishes at home every day, and on the weekends you have to do the dishes twice a day because so many dishes are freaking used. But yeah, let's go ahead and read it and see what I think. Should I read it serious or should I read it kind of jokey style? Nah, let's just read it serious. Focus on the present and forgive your past. Tired of jumping in the hole, excuse me, darling, willingly jumping in the hole. You know it's dangerous, yet you still jump. Very much aware of the situation, continuing with the wrong decisions. I'm out of ideas. I should be in control of these hands. I want to not want to. I need this to be done. Whatever it is I'm writing about, sorrow and psychological harm, I need to work it out. Should I make myself a to-do list? Make sure I write everything down? Bite my tongue, eliminate each and every frown. More frustrated than I have ever been. Or am I sick of my own sin? Yeah, honestly, that could be a closer. This isn't too bad of a poem. Yeah. So what I will do is I will next Saturday when I stream, I will reread it, see if I need to clean it up, maybe add something if it needs to be added. But otherwise, I think I'm fairly positive I'm happy with it. So to close the stream, I'm going to read just one more random poem. Let's read yeah, I'll read this one. I've read it on my live streams before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yo, it's Jason with Mechanical Poetry. I'm gonna read you a poem titled Torn. Talk to me, look at my face. My eyes glisten for more reasons than one. I have had this feeling more than once. Foolish person that I am, I trust you in a second of time. That was enough to crush my dream. A dream I did not want. Another feeling not one person will understand. I am in a world invisible to all. Everything I think is not of the norm. Every time I explain my heart, a piece of me is torn. Yeah, thank you. You made it to the end of this poem. Thank you for whoever was watching. It'd be nice if people would chat. I think there's been a couple times when people chatted on my poetry streams. Like when I did it on Monday, when I figured out I was going to start reading my poetry again, somebody chatted and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. But yep. Like I close all of my streams, even my video game streams, I like to say, hate is of many, love is of many more. Thanks for whoever has been watching. I don't know if anybody popped up on YouTube. I think it said somebody popped up, but a few people popped in on Twitch. So thank y'all for watching. And my next stream is going to be Monday, and I'm going to be streaming video games. So if you want to check it out, I stream at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. When I started this stream, it was 4 p.m. Mountain Time. That helps at all.